this gentleman got bested by him when Navnit Shangri. He had a good vocal voice. And by religious belief, he was Jain, from Jain community. And he was rendering many devotional songs, etc., giving performance, etc., going in companies also, like that. But he came across Dada through his sister, who were living in the same building, sister living on the ground floor, he on the first floor. Matunga, the Rama temple, Matunga, central village. And that grace resulted in him in the renderings of such spiritual poems, beautifully revealing this whole science. And in this center, we are going to put this as one of the subject of research, vertical renderings. But it will have to be got translated. Maybe in the languages that we speak, some of the languages that we take, so that can be done. So this Vishwayantra, this poem regarding the world as the puzzle itself, the sentence that came out of his as a divine speech of him, his divine speech, wonderful. The world is the puzzle itself. God has not puzzled this world. And world is always in principle. Though puzzles by itself, yet in principle. What a statement. God is not the creator of this world at all. And world is not without a creator. Without creation. It is creation. It is created. It is created. So, statements. To speak is a single crime. Not to speak is double crime, it says. How this relates, this science of the relative and the real, in the other side. Because in relative world we know that what are the consequences of a speech when the words are uttered out. Everybody feels that the speech is of one's own choice and one's own ownership, so that one can speak as one desires. But when just it gets spoken out, what one does not desire, one goes, oh, what is it? Then he does not own it. That is how. And then Dada gives this science regarding speech, and it can go out universally. The speech verily is the record that gets played out. A record is a record unless it is previously recorded. If it is not previously recorded, it is not a record. And speech is like that only. So, when this speech now, what is coming out of our mouth as our scriptural and verbal utterings had been recorded previously, like this only? No. Speech gets recorded in signs, in signal, signs. Just like in telegraph and telephone, the telegraphy, dot, dash, like that. It's like that. Nothing more. Through projections. So, he went on from there at mind level. Now, what is mind after all? Whose progeny is the mind? There can never be a mind without having a father and a mother. How come? And regarding mind, whole world is in puzzle. My mind is the root cause of all wandering, and my mind is the root cause of release and liberation too. That is accepted statement, scientific. So what is the mind? Such all-powerful. Everybody tries to control, and everybody's experience is, instead of controlling the mind, he gets controlled. That is how. Rishis, sannyasis, tapasvins, yogins, etc., they then try to go on mind, intellect, internal states through five senses control. But really, here is the science. Science that relates to the relative and the real. What relative and what real of this body part? That science relates to the relative rendering body part, or rendering part of the body, which is called rendering consciousness. And real part of it, that is liberated part in a relative dependent body, is called real consciousness of pure self, Atman, Brahman. Very simple. Science of the relative and real. The two together, water and milk, are definitely two together, so closely close. And therefore, water and milk, qualities of those both are totally different. Totally different, two together, so close. Yet, the quality of water does not enter into milk, or milk's quality does not enter into water. They are together. And we get full benefit of the milk till they last. Butter oil, wherein whole water gets evaporated out. That gets water benefits. Body is not punishable. Body is not punishable. But when that science is known, then body comes to help as a neighbor. That is a friendly neighbor in the real sense of the word. Real sense of the word. Word friend is considered to be of high order in all relations. Friend relation. All over the world, in all the races, we know that. Even religion also. It is related in Jain terminology to Uttam Maitri. उत्तम, जो चार भावना बताई है उसमें से उत्तम मैत्री है ना साहब? मैत्री. That is how. According to the development, inner belief development of the races. The higher up in the race, guide, as a guide comes, gives the light to the ordinary people and say that love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor. That saying is regarding love and neighbor. Relates to love, relates to God love. That means in relative life, love thy neighbor means neighbor. But neighbor means you as human beings, you live with everybody. You cannot going to live isolate with the total isolation. Nobody ever can live. Nobody has ever known that any single human entity has lived in isolation 100%. No. Ritual. So that way neighbor is like that. It is according to belief development. But in a development of India, where there is life after death, in a belief, right from the birth, whether in everybody, even in Adivasi too, educated, non-educated, whoever, ladies, children, everybody. Their belief, develop belief. For them, the neighborly relation in religious following is a witness type of living that is growing on their side. That you live. Gandhiji told in commerce as trusteeship living. In commerce.
Trusteeship.
Same thing Dada Bhagwan said. Commerce, vyapar, जो व्यापार है, वो व्यापार में धर्म होना, धर्म में व्यापार नहीं होना. Now this full sentence makes total meaning, na? Full sentence. It relates to every individual, all over the world, and it will encompass all the faculties of life, I tell you, none excluded. None excluded. Where is your lawyer? You bar at law is. What do you say? None excluded. Nor President of India or Congress or House of Representatives, no. No. That's it. A pickpocketer also has his own religion in his commerce. That is vyapar. But in his belief religion, he cannot have commerce there. He will have also belief religion also too. Is it not so? Pickpocketer. Everybody. No. Valia had it. But when he came to know that my family members won't share with me these negativities, he said, I won't and die for that. And then become Valmiki. Transformation. This is how it is. World is the puzzle itself. When I thought, Dada, your metric failed, but your English is wonderful. You put by itself, then the whole thing is gone. Totally. Huh? World is the puzzle itself. That means Swayambhu, perpetual. World gets born on its own. Puzzlesome world, getting born from puzzles, getting dissolved into puzzles, born from puzzles, dissolved into puzzles. hen from egg from hen from egg. Big tree from plant, this is like that. It goes on and on. That is how. So Vishwayendra. પરમાણુથી જણેલી પ્રસવતા સ્વાગત છે, પરમાણુથી જણેલી. And we can see in this world that world full of human beings, Mrityulok, Manushya. Oh, Nick, come please. Come near, sir.
It's very nice to see you.
Dr. Nick. We are waiting for you.
I'm glad I got here.
Your mom came morning.
Stairs.
Oh, she's there already. Oh, Marianne. Here is a. Have you seen Shiva, Marianne?
Pardon?
Can you visualize Shiva? Shiva.
Shiva?
Can you visualize Shiva?
No. No. Oh, yes. Shiva has form. A live relative idol is the form of Shiva. Repeat. Live, living, relative, idol, you know. If there is a statue, stone statue is not a live, it is not live. And this body is live statue. There is idol. You follow?
No.
That is the form of Shiva. Live, relative body or idol, divine idol it is. Do you follow? कौन से जोड़े बैठो छे?
अंजनी बहन, इंडियन पुलिस वाला.
In which body form formless Lord Shiva has opened out. Formless Lord Shiva, divine light, has opened out. That is called Jyoti. Light, divine light. And that is how we pray. You lead kindly divine light from darkness to light. We refer to prophets or somebody, guide. But guide has to be enlightened. Marian and this Nick, friend, doctor, very good friend. And doctor's guru, he is there. Doctor's guru. So, Parmanu generally prasavta svagat. So what we see all around this human world, which is full of human beings and creature world, from one sense to five senses, all is full of relative life matters, relative life forms, relative. is full of relative life forms of relative molecules. Born out of relative molecules only. Not out of Atman real. No. Atman real, like milk with the water, has nothing to do with that water. Likewise with those relative body. No. Regeneration. No. It is on its own. In biology we know some amoebas. They multiply. That is what child biology. જગત ન્યાય સ્વરૂપ નથી, વ્યવહાર એ મૂર્ત છે. This world is not justice soliciting. It is relative living soliciting. Do you understand? Relative living soliciting. There is solicitation regarding relating life and living. That is consists of duality. So in all duality types of relative living, solicitations have to be there, and therefore solicitors have to be approached. Right or not, sir? Your government office. Solicitors. No justice. What justice we call it is a human justice. Human justice. In the world sense, no. But people relate that justice to God. No, not that way. No. Jagat Nyaya Swarup nathi. World is not subject to that, such like that. Jagat means all over relative life of duality, individual life. That is Jagat. Not the world as we see all around. Unless relative body of dual life is not existent, where is the world for that non-existent relative body? Tell me now. For that I say. So wherever that relative body with relative dual existence is there, what is there for that body? For example, you are there, therefore your world is there. Mariam, you are there, therefore your world is there. If you are not, where is your world? You understand? Or no? And world means all relative spread with all the relations, full of connected relativities, integrate, very integrate. Through mind, through speech, and through all the body activities. Very complex. Very complex. Nick, right? Huh? Or simple? Huh?
Yeah.
Simple or complex?
Well, both.
Marian says very simple. You learn from her.
She's wiser than I.
કોઈને કોઈની આડખીલી નથી પણ સ્વતંત્ર છે. Nobody is hindering anybody. Everybody is independent. It's a great statement. In this world where everybody is confused, as if everybody hindering everybody something, some way. નિશ્ચેતની ચેતનાનું યંત્ર અદ્ભુત છે. અને what we see, these live entities, which are apparently live, non-live entities. Nishchetan Chetan. Live, apparent non-live entities. Apparent live, non-live entities. Apparent. निश्चेतन चेतन, जहां चेतन सा भास दिखाई देता है, लिविंग लाइक, ऐसा निश्चेतन, नॉन लाइफ, चेतनता नहीं है ऐसा, दैट मीन्स नॉन लाइफ. નિશ્ચેતની ચેતનાનું યંત્ર અદ્ભુત છે. It's mechanism of that live, apparent live aspect, mechanism is very, very complex and strange, mysterious. અંધારાના બુલના અજવાળામાં દર્દ છે. And whatever mistakes that were committed in the darkness of the past, ignorance, are punished either joyously or sorrowfully in the present day knowing light of the sufferings, because everybody suffers. Therefore it is a knowing light. And there is a knower present in the body. No body, live body can ever exist without a knower within. No, not a single body. Has to be there, perpetual knowers. Knower is knower all the time, milk remains the same. And ignorant belief state only gets wandering out. That's it, simple. And no effect gets charged out, which has to get discharged out. Whatever gets charged out molecularly has to get discharged out molecularly. So that whatever charge that got happened, caused, has to get discharged out and molecules result into its original state. And both are on their own, real and relative. So this is how that whole thing is there. So let us talk in another way now. When Nick has come. Come now, you ask anything. Huh? राव साहब पूछिए आप क्या What else shall we talk?
The theme that you suggested, that should be continued. The total holistic truth and the empirical truth, and how to live. Knowledge is what we can put into practice, not just theoretical knowledge.
It is exactly. This is possible in these times with the science of living out the life by scientific projections in the continual living life with spontaneity. By projections I mean you have to project yourself as a body living entity by mind, speech and body assembly. So that I factor of yours, living in mind, speech, body assembly I, that is different. It is a resulting I, result I. But you living out I is a spontaneity I. It is already there. The two I's are different. So that spontaneity I that lives out is projecting I. That projecting I has to projectively live on the causal state in such a way. That is the science lies there. So that gradually, on the causal side, changes happen gradually, and the effects of the mind, speech, body, eye that are there to suffer out with duality gets evened out under the positive such projections of the inner scientific way of prayers. That is how it is. They are there.
That's where we have to differentiate between information and knowledge.
But these prayers relate to mind, speech and body, all the three. Which mind, speech and body? On causal side, mind, speech and body. To have its powerful effect on the causal side, power on the causal side. On the effect body, mind, speech, body. So that effect, mind, speech, body, then on suffering part of the dualities gets well suffered out, and on causal part that transformation gradually is happening, and further progress, positive progress goes on. And that positive progress leads to the path of liberation. The prayer is such, leading to path of liberation. Resulting into the last prayer, which is culminating into your projecting good for yourself as well as for all. Unless you project good for you, verily you cannot project goodness for all. Charity has to begin at home. That is the science. That is the science. But unfortunately, we are living out by servitude attitudes. That is called seva. But real meaning of seva lies here. That unless we are self-served as capital, we cannot come into service unto others meaningfully. That is what I have experienced in my life for the last almost 44 years. Yes. And I have learned from my great teacher. Also, 52 long years there. So those Dada Bhagwan, he was so compassionate without any cause of any expectation of any sorts. Mind, speech, body wise. He gave out for the whole world, for the good of all. Whatever he utilized such projections in himself as a relative body, in his body, in this life, and he gave out to this world. And then by way of 9 priceless diamonds, 9 principles of projective conduct living out. Wonderful they are.